And welcome in, everybody. Glad you're with us. A great night for baseball ahead on the show. It's the Philadelphia Phillies and the Washington Nationals. John Shambi with you alongside Chris Singleton. Well, Singy, when you consider the top hitters' ballparks in the sport, this has got to be one of them.
I'll say this. Pitchers have to stay with their game. They can't look over their shoulder and think, I have to be fine and perfect on every pitch. Continue to pitch to your strengths, and you'll come out of here with a good outing.
All right, we'll be back to get this one started after this. All right, first pitch coming up. And on the hill, the lefty, Patrick Corbin. What do we have on him?
It's always interesting to see how he utilizes all of his pitches and how many of those he has a good feel for on that given day. When he's right, he's really able to keep hitters guessing, and all of his stuff seems to be coming out of the same arm slot, the same tunnel, and that can make life very difficult on his opponents.
Here's Trey Turner. The wind and the pitch. Off the mark there. And that's how this game gets started. The wind of the pitch.
One ball, one strike.
And that's outside. Fly ball down the line. Tries to make the play, but it's foul. Kicks and deals. And that just misses.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Ground ball left side. Over to Smith. One up, one down. And time now for the Phillies lineup. This is a veteran-led lineup right here. A lot of players with plenty of experience, Singy.
Yeah, no doubt about that, Boog. These guys have been around the game for a long time, and they may not have the flash that they once did, but they've got the wisdom to be able to understand different situations, be able to think with the opponent and sometimes in front of the opponent. And you always seem to see a team like this. They come to the ballpark, they know how to get down to business, and they understand what the job is at hand.
Kyle Schwarber in the box now. No balls and a strike. The 0-2. Ball one there.
2 strikes.
That's out to center field. Pulls up on it, and that's a base hit.
Really nice job, a 2-strike hitting in that at bat. Everything was on time and fluid in that swing. Got a pitch you could get the barrel on and lined it into center for the knock. Those always feel good.
And up to the plate is JT Realmuto. Check swing on the first pitch. Appeal down to first. No swing. JT Realmuto, Singy, has turned into arguably the top catcher in all of baseball. He's won multiple Gold Gloves, multiple Silver Sluggers, same story, multiple times an All-Star. This guy is fun to watch. Ripped on a line. Can't get there, and now maybe extra bases. Here comes Schwarber around third. Abrams with a relay throw. Not in time. He's safe as they jump ahead. A run scores.
2 consecutive base hits for these guys here. Just a cookie down the middle. I mean, those are the ones you dream about. Ones in the cage, you're just hoping you get in the ball game. Right down the middle, not a whole lot of velocity, right on top of it.
And digging in for Philadelphia, Derek Hall. first pitch, and that's in for a strike.
0-1.
Left-hand hitter waits. And there's a ball. Real Muto stands at third with one gone in the inning. And a strike. At the belt and fires. Good eye right there. Just missed.
They've got him working a little harder in this first frame than he anticipated.
Runner on at third, one gone. The other way, makes the catch for the second out.
Batting fifth, the right fielder, number 8, Nick.
Here's Nicholas Castellanos. That one's in there, 0-1.
Well, lots of pitches thrown in this first inning. It's kind of that nightmare scenario for starting pitching. But you know what? It's still early enough. He can settle in. He can get some length if he just cleans up his mechanics a little bit.
That one the other way. Tosses to the pitcher covering the bag. And Castellanos is out. Inning over, and it could have been worse. Phils get one on this RBI triple. And the home team down a run. Back after this on the show. Back in Washington, D.C. And today's starter, Aaron Nola. Always a treat to watch one of the best starters in the sport singing.
Anytime you have 5 pitches to work with on the mound, that repertoire can be a real weapon in terms of keeping hitters off balance, man. It's one of those things that I'm going to be looking for in this one. Does he have a feel for all of those pitches, or is he just able to get 1 or 2 over in the strike zone where he wants? Now, it's tough to do to be able to command all those pitches, but if he can, he is going to be very tough for the opponent today.
Cave makes the grab, one away. Here's Dave Martinez lineup for the Nationals. They're dealing with a top-level arm on the mound, so this figures to be a tough matchup for them. What's the key to the offense today, Singy?
Oh, Boog, I think when you got a guy that's this talented on the mound, you got to find ways to disrupt his rhythm, make him uncomfortable a little bit. The guys that can handle the bat and perhaps, bunt for a base hit, get him moving off the mound. If you're in the box and he seems to be just in a flow, step out. Mess up his timing, somehow try to get in his head a little bit. And then when he does come in the zone, you may only get 1 pitch. You better not miss it.
One down, base is empty. On the ground, right side. In plenty of time to first. And a couple of quick outs.
The designated hitter, Joey Meneses.
2 outs, base is empty. Joey Meneses digging in for the Nationals. Obviously a guy who makes good contact, hits for average, but one of the things in today's game, the value in the fact that he hits both righties and lefties. First pitch doesn't find the zone. And Singy, as a team, you need to make the most of the very few opportunities he's going to give you, right?
Absolutely. And if you don't get to guys like this a lot of times early, once they really settle in, it's going to be the later innings that they hand that ball over to a reliever, if they do at all.
And a pitch. That one finds the zone, and it's 1-2. They're so reliant on the matchups nowadays, Chris, and it's huge when you don't have to sit a guy or platoon him.
When you can hit, both sides in terms of pitchers' arms, you're a guy that it's hard to take out of the lineup, and I think it's very important today when everything is under the microscope.
The pitch. And downstairs. Foul. We'll see another payoff pitch. Two outs. Fights it off. He'll see another. That's hard hit on the line. He's got it. And that is out number 3. Nothing doing for Washington. They're down 1-0. Welcome back. This is Bryson Stott,
the second baseman. Bryson.
Well, on paper, it's favorable to have a fairly quick inning here with 2 of the 3 hitters he's set to face batting from the left side, same side he throws from.
check swing, went around, and that is strike 1. And that's outside. Dave Lawrence behind the plate today. Consistent and pretty accurate with the balls and strikes.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, Spook, that just keeps the game moving. Nothing overly unique about the strike zone that he calls, and as a result, he's appreciated by both sides.
And he hits a ground ball right side. Over to Smith. 1 out in the second.
Good arm side run and sink on that pitch right there. Got inside on him and got him to bounce into that out.
Alec Bohm.
That's to third. Candelario whips it across. 2 up, 2 down.
Good sinker low in the zone right there and produced exactly what he was looking for. Ball on the ground. Nice ground out.
Here's Jake Cave now.
Let's go, DC.
That one missed. Next offering is in for a strike. Kicks and fires.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Fouls one off. 2-2. On the ground right side, Garcia. Now the throw to first on the run. And that is that. Phillies go down quietly in the inning, but they still lead it 1-0.
Trying to reach the people and sell my CDs. This is my grind, it's what I'm committed to. If it don't sound good, maybe it ain't for you.
Back here at the ballpark, here's the veteran outfielder, Corey Dickerson. Chris, when you think about Aaron Nola, he's one of the better pitchers in the National League. And you think about that curveball, really good pitch for him. He was the 7th overall pick in 2014 out of LSU. And that is in for a strike. And it's 0-1.
Yeah, and this is a guy that, from an early age in the big leagues was kind of looked at as the ace of that ball club. A lot of weight on his shoulders. But adding Zach Wheeler was a big plus. Gave him a couple of big arms at the front of that starting rotation.
Fastball right back to the mound. The throw to first. That's 1 out in the bottom of the second.
Batting 5th, the third baseman, Jamer Candelario.
Now batting Jamer Candelario. First offering, and it just misses.
Counts 1-0.
Good eye right there. The pitch. And now 2 balls and a strike.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Next offering misses down and away. Lifted in the air, right center field. Marsh racing over to make the catch.
Batting 6, the second baseman, Luis Garcia.
And now it's Luis Garcia. That hits the dirt. Ball 1. And another ball. The 2-0 is in for a strike.
I mean, that's perfect location, right on the black. I mean, over and over again, this guy demonstrates the ability to hit those spots. They're so tough to do anything with as a hitter.
Next offering misses. 3-1. And he grounds one to the right side. Stott over to first in time. That ends the inning. And the Nationals gone in order. They trail here 1-0. New inning getting started. So digging in now for Philadelphia, Brandon Marsh.
Brandon
Marsh measures 6 feet 4 inches, 25 years old, and they went out and made a trade for him last season. Yo 1.
Ball.
There's a strike. Got it by him for the K.
No, there's a small sigh of relief right there. I mean, just to keep that speed off the base paths. It's not just the pitcher. It's other guys that have to think about it. From your infielders, have to think about that runner potentially stealing, but also be in position to make a play. As an outfielder, you're thinking about a base hit to the outfield. I got to get to it quickly to try to keep this guy from taking an extra base. So I think everyone just a little more relaxed that he didn't reach base.
Turner stands in now and watches strike 1. Next offering is down low. And the count 1-2. The big lefty turns, kicks, deals. Fouls it off, still 1-2. And now the lefty. Pitch misses there. 2-2.
Well, this is a guy that can be frustrating for pitchers because he fouls off so many pitches and grinds out the at-bat. I'm sure there's some times where a pitcher would rather just give up a first pitch single than have to waste 6 or 7 pitches on one hitter.
And he deals. Swing and a ball popped up. And it falls. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Anything but pretty right there, but he'll take it every time. Kind of your classic jam shot blooper right there. Made a good pitch on the inside, Gotten to hit it off the handle, but he still muscled it out there. You just have to tip your cap on the mound. And now they've got some speed on first, so we'll see if they try to get him into motion.
Kyle Schwarber comes up to hit here. Bounce to the right side, and foul ball. What a year 2022 was for Kyle Schwarber. He won the Silver Slugger, led the National League with 46 home runs. The only guy in the majors that hit more home runs than him, Singy, was Aaron Judge. And here it comes. Turner runs. Throw to second. Great jump.
Well, I'm sure they're pretty frustrated. They guessed right on the pitch out. The throw was okay, but they still couldn't cut him down. Aside from a bad jump, they stood no chance at catching him right there.
Turner, the runner at second with one away. Pickoff throw. Dives back. Out. Ball to strike. On the ground, right side. He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. And welcome back.
Leading
And now
off
it's
for
Keibert
Washington,
Ruiz.
the catcher, Keibert
Ruiz hitting seventh in today's lineup, and he was born in Venezuela. Nola back to work. Fouled off. He was late.
Some of the greatest players in the history of the game were born in Venezuela, including one that finished with 500-plus home runs, 3,000-plus hits, and a triple crown.
Next offering is fouled back. Right-hander kick steals. Stays alive. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Righty delivers. Gets a piece and stays alive. The 0-2. And a ball evens the count.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
And now the count filled up 3-2. And a pitch. Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2.
Quite the matchup we're seeing here. 6 foul balls in this at bat alone, really making them work out there.
Battling here as he fouls it away. The wind of the pitch. Popped up. And he makes the catch. 1 down.
batting in, the shortstop,
Here's C.J. Abrams to hit. He's someone that really beats up on right-handed pitching. The lefties, however, give him a little bit more trouble. He's someone that you might not describe as having elite-level speed, but he can absolutely move, and it is a factor in his game. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
Boog, this guy's definitely a plus runner, but what I love about him is that he goes all out every single time, never takes a break. It's guys like that, even though they don't have the elite speed, the fact that they're consistent with it, they make moves on the base paths.
That's in there. That's strike 1. The 2-1 pitch is in there, and the count is even. hit weakly on the ground. Hall steps on the bag, and 2 straight set down to begin the bottom of the 3rd.
The center fielder, Victor Robles.
Here's Victor Robles. This is a guy you got to keep an eye on when he digs in. Definitely been known to drop a drag bunt from time to time, and he's pretty good at it, Chris.
Yeah, and he creates a sense of urgency for the defense because of the speed, because of the ability to put down that bunt.
The 0-1. There's the strike. Now you see even sluggers from time to time try and use the bunt really as a way to beat the shift. Struck him out looking. 3 up, 3 down for Washington. They still trail 1-0. Back here in Nationals Park. Start of the 4th. Here's the Phillies catcher, JT Realmuto. Here comes a pitch. That clips a corner. Realmuto was an outstanding high school quarterback. Was signed to go play quarterback at Oklahoma State, but when he was scouted in high school, he was mainly a shortstop. Marlins scouts decided after seeing him catch one time that if they drafted him, they would convert him to catcher. The 2-1. He swings and fouls one off. Two down. Had a good eye there. Three-two on the way. Here's a rocket out to left. Dickerson calls it in, and there's one away.
Now batting, the first baseman, Derek.
And next will be the cleanup hitter, Derek Hall. He's 0 for 1. And first offering is fouled off. Late that time, and it's strike 2.
This guy's got such a good sinker. As a hitter, you've got to look up in the zone. If you look down, you're going to be chasing stuff in the dirt.
Smash to the left side. Not in time. Great effort, but it's an infield hit.
That's a really tough play no matter who you are, but I think he has a chance to get him at first if he's just able to get that throw off a little quicker. It looked like he took one extra step to set himself and get a grip on the ball.
Nick Castellanos at the plate now. 0 for 1 so far. Slapped foul. Hall leads off first with 1 away. To the left side, but it is well fouled. The pitch.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
To third. Goes to second. Safe there.
Safe, he's good.
Now batting, second baseman, Bryson Stott.
So 1 out with 2 aboard. And stepping in is the speedy Bryson Stott. Grounded out his first time up. In there for strike 1.
Well, all eyes on the double play ball in this spot. No better way to get out of this inning.
And the 0-1. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Runner around third. Here comes the throw. Runner from second crosses the plate. And they take a 2-run lead.
His confidence level is so high. Really nice job of coming through in a big spot. Really nice job staying up the middle with his approach. He didn't try to do too much with the pitch. Just shot it through the infield.
One down. Alec Bohm now at the plate. 0 for 1. He grounded out in his first at bat. And ball 1.
Well, he's just given up 3 straight hits, and now behind in this count to this hitter. Might be a good time for somebody to call a timeout. Maybe the pitching coach go out there and talk to him just a little bit.
Two balls, no strikes to count.
Could be some action here on this next pitch. Couple runners on. Probably a challenge pitch coming.
And a weak ground ball to the left side. And he grabs it foul.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable of going out there and doing damage with it.
And a pitch. Ground ball left side, could be 2. Candelario to second, on to Smith. 2. But the RBI single pushes across a run. And it's 2-zip. Back in Washington, D.C., John Sciambi and Chris Singleton with you. And leading off the bottom of the 4th, Lane Thomas. The right-hander back to work. That's a little bit low.
It's good speed at the top of the order here. You want to get it on, see if you can get a stolen base, maybe get around the bases and pick up a run.
Just off the inside edge.
Well, he's so great about hitting the ball the other way. He gets those arms extended. So right there, just trying to straighten him up a little bit so he doesn't have as much outside plate coverage.
.3-0 down. Outside corner, there's a strike. In for a strike. And now 3-2.
3 balls, 2 strikes.
Base hit, left center field. And that's going to roll to the wall. Around first, digging for 2. And it's a double. Their first hit in this one.
He was all over that one. Solid swing from start to end. On time with everything. Really good balance. Nice extension. And he met it out front for the line drive knock. And you can feel this crowd waking up a bit here as the guys are starting to make some noise with their bats.
Now it's Dominic Smith. Rolled out to second in his first at bat. Out to short. Turner with the throw to first. 1 out in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air. Lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
So now the DH spot, Joey Meneses. He's 0 for 1. pitch misses inside, and it's 1-0. There's a strike. Thomas over at second, one down. And it goes just foul. Man at second. Yeah, the 1-2 misses to even the count. And that one lifted in the air center field. And that will fall. The run comes in from second, and they trail by one. A perfect example right there. That plate discipline, it pays off.
The deeper he gets into a count, the more comfortable he becomes, and he usually wins the battle.
One gone, runner at first. Up now for Washington, Corey Dickerson. In there, and it's 0-1. The pitch. Grounder might be two. Fires to second for one. And that's two. Well, they pick up one run on the RBI single. And this is now a 2-1 ball game. You're watching Major League Baseball exclusively on the show.
I got my bands up, 20s, 50s, 100s in my hand. VIP, I'm cooling like a fan.
Welcome back. We go to the top of the fifth. Now the left fielder, Jake Cave.
This is kind of a tough matchup as a left-handed hitter facing a left-handed pitcher. What you tell yourself is I want to stay square to the plate, try to hit the ball over the shortstop's head.
There's a strike.
You know, these Phils doing a good job of putting the ball into play, and that makes things more challenging on the defensive side. One thing that really stands out to me is how they've only struck out one time. That's good discipline right there, and on top of it, they're producing more than a hit per inning.
Next pitch misses, and it's 2-1.
All those numbers mean this offense is really making the defense work by just putting the ball into play. Anything can happen at that point.
Swing and a ball lifted left field. He gets there to make the play. A nice running grab. And there's one down.
The center fielder, number 16.
Brandon Marsh steps to the plate. Singy, you got to appreciate a guy who's this good defensively. I mean, watching him track balls in the outfield, it is beautiful. So how much does his speed factor into his ability to go get it?
It's heartbreaking for the hitter because off the bat, he thinks this ball's going to get down. Because of that speed and the ability to make up so much ground, he enters the picture and breaks a guy's heart.
Over to Smith, and the first two set down at the top of the fifth.
Number 7, shortstop, Trey Turner.
So the Philly batting order turns over. Trey Turner now 1 for 2. There's a strike. 2022 turned out to be a banner year for Trey Turner. Won the Silver Slugger. He was the National League starter at shortstop in the All-Star game. And as well, 21 homers, 100 runs batted in, and 27 stolen bases. And it's 1-1.
And couldn't have picked a better time to turn in that type of performance headed into free agency after that season.
The 1-2. Fouls that off to the left, and we'll do it again. The 1-2. Bounce to the left side. Candelario on to first, and they get Turner for the out. And it's a 1-2-3 inning. 3 up, 3 down for Philadelphia as they're unable to add to their 2-1 lead. Bottom of the inning, and now it's switch hitting third baseman Jeimer Candelario. And the right-hander back to work. And a foul ball.
Pretty impressive. We haven't seen that pitch from him much, but he's got a really good feel when he throws it.
And the right-hander deals. Pulls that one foul.
Pretty good pitch there to take a rip at. He wants to get his arms extended. He likes the ball away from him a little bit, just not able to square it up.
Out towards right center field. He's under it. Makes the catch for the out.
The batter, the second baseman, Luis.
And here is Luis Garcia. Grounded out his first time. Pitch misses there, and that's ball one. And there's a strike.
One way to make a guy real uncomfortable at the plate is pound him inside with good velocity. They're doing that right here.
On the corner for a strike. And the count 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. The 1-2. Tap softly third base side. A swinging bunt. Boom. Goes on to first. Home half of the 5th inning. Moving along. 2 quick outs. Hebert Ruiz digging in for the Nationals. He popped out his first time. That one's in there, 0-1. Now 1-1. The 1-1. And that's outside. And there's a ball.
A rare 3-ball count here. He's been throwing strikes all day. Got to be ready to hit if you're in the box.
Good plate appearance there. Able to take the walk.
Boog, do you think you could draw a walk in the bigs if we gave you enough at bats?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that if they gave the pitcher a full scouting report on me, yes, I think I could draw a walk. Abrams in the box with 2 gone and takes a look at a called strike. Strike 2.
Perhaps not quite ready to hit. First 2 pitches by him for a couple of strikes. Now back is against the wall. He's going to have to figure something out and figure it out quickly.
0-2 now. Popped up. Turner brings it in for the 3rd out. So 1 left for Washington, and they trail it here 2-1. And welcome back. Top 6. And now for the Phillies, Kyle Schwarber. Chris, when you think of Kyle Schwarber, how about the impact in the playoffs? He's hit some iconic home runs. The one on top of the Wrigley Field scoreboard in the division series against the Cardinals in 2015. And then in 2022, 488 feet off Yu Darvish. It set a Petco Park record for distance. Base hit. That was smoked through the infield. Man aboard on the leadoff single.
Now batting, catcher, JT.
Here comes the manager out of the dugout, and he'll make a move for the bullpen. Patrick Corbin will depart, and they trail as he exits, but he kept them close. A new arm will be on the mound after the break. Mason Thompson gets the ball now.
And this could be a pretty critical point in this game. They're hoping he's the guy to keep him within striking distance.
There's a strange wind blowing. It's coming back around.
JT Realmuto steps in, known for his rocket arm behind the plate. Here comes the pitch. There goes the runner from first. Swing and a miss. Can't glove it cleanly.
You know, nights like this when it seems harder to score, I like the call to put him in motion and try to steal the base. Ball's not carrying, no home runs so far, so trying to manufacture some offense like this may be the way to go.
Schwarber at second with nobody out. Popped up. Garcia puts the squeeze on that one. One away.
Up next for Philadelphia, the first baseman, Derek Hall.
And now the first baseman, Derek Hall. And that's in there for strike one. Action in the pen down there. Anthony Banda looks to be getting ready for Dave Martinez. Ramirez warming up as well. One-run game, one out, one on. Swing and a high fly ball down the right field line. Great effort as he's able to haul it in. 2 down.
Maybe caught that one off the end just a little bit. Couldn't quite barrel it up enough to really drive it.
Nick Castellanos.
So digging in, Nick Castellanos. First pitch, and that's in for a strike. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position. Just off the outside edge. Right side, hard hit. He takes it on his own, and that is that. 1 hit, 1 left. 9-1-2 scheduled to hit in the home half of the 6th. It's the Phillies 2 and the Nats 1. Bottom of the 6th inning, and now up for Washington, Victor Robles. When Nola was in college at LSU, he got a chance to play with his brother, Austin, who was the team's shortstop, and as well his roommate was Alex Bregman. Next pitch is outside, and the count even 1-1. Swing and a miss.
2 strikes to a guy who's already 0 for 1 with the punch out. The only guy in the lineup with that strikeout, but you can't get too relaxed. You still got to make good pitches to get him out.
That one misses in the dirt. And now it's filled up.
They tried to get him to go, chase the pitch down and away, but he wouldn't bite.
Lane Thomas to bat next. And the righty deals. Foul ball, and it remains a full count. pitch. Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2. The wind of the pitch. Line drive. No trouble here. Puts it away for the out. And there's one down.
The right fielder,
Here's Lane Thomas.
You know, this guy's great speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If he can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about.
And a good fastball to start him off. That's strike one. Thomas measures 6 feet even, 27 years old, and he was a 5th-round pick back in 2014. Ball one there. There's a swing and a drive. Bangs off the wall. Cade throws to second. And the tying runs at second base with a double.
Got a fastball, middle of the plate, jumped all over it. Absolutely smoked that ball. Now a pretty big at-bat coming up with a chance to even this ball game up.
Dom Smith stands in. In there, and it's 0-1.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
Thomas leads off second with 1 gone in the inning.
Okay, get the chance. Let's go.
That's inside.
Oh, 1 strike.
Next offering is in for a strike.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. Really think the outer half is open.
Swung on, looped into center. And it's caught for the out.
Yeah, that was a wasted RBI opportunity, but a competitor like him, he is looking forward to making up for it in his next at-bat.
Joey Meneses digs in now.
Picked up an RBI in his last at-bat. Still their only run of the game so far.
That one's in there, 0-1.
Well, he's been incredibly efficient in this one. First pitch strike percentage over 70%. That's well above league average, and that's what's allowed him to pitch well up until this point.
On the ground to short. Turner with the throw to first. And that is the inning. Nationals leave 1. They're down 2-1. Back here at the ballpark at the plate, Bryson Stott.
the second baseman, Bryson Stott.
Thompson back to work. And that's through there for a strike.
0-1.
The next offering misses. And that's ball 1. Right-handed reliever. Fouls one off out of play back to our left. Swing, and this one's bounced to the ground. And he picks it up in foul territory. Left-hand batter waits. Good eye right there.
2-2 now.
Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit.
Up next for Philadelphia.
Just kept it simple. Played pepper with the middle of the infield and took it back where it came from, and there's just no one there to knock it down.
And now it's Alec Bohm. In there for strike one. And that misses off the outside edge.
Good speed on the base paths. He handles the bat very well. I wouldn't be surprised if the skipper puts on some type of hit and run or run and hit.
Here's a 1-1. They say it went. Runner at first with no outs here. To the right side, and that one finds its way through. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
The left fielder, number 44, Jake Cave.
So up next, Jake Cave. First pitch, and that's in for a strike.
Definitely not a pitch location you're expecting up there as a hitter when you know the guy's got a good sinker ball. If he can get in that location, boy, you've got to look top to bottom, and that's going to make it very difficult to hit.
0-1. Way out front for strike two.
Wow, that's 89 on the gun, and it's a changeup. It's like good hitting if you're looking for it, but because of the speed differential between the fastball and that pitch, really hard for a hitter to get on time with it.
First and second here, no outs. Got him looking. Down on strikes, and he knew it.
Frustrating end to the at-bat for the hitter, and I'm sure that's going to sit on him for a little while. You want to be ready to hit the fastball. Sometimes you can overthink things, and I think that was the case right there.
And the batter now, Brandon Marsh. Pitch misses inside, 1-0.
The last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
Don't let him score!
Now a screamer into the outfield. Just inside the line, and it's down for a knock. In comes the run from second, and they lead by 2.
Comes through with the RBI. Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
Trey Turner at the plate. 1 for 3. And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Kicks and deals. Foul ball there. At the belt and fires.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That one missed.
2 strikes.
Line drive. Dickerson makes the play. Both brothers tagging. In comes the run from third to add on. It's 4-1.
That wasn't your standard sac fly. He barreled that baseball, just couldn't get it to drop in.
Now on the mound for the Nationals, Anthony Fonda.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their guys a chance to fight back into the game.
Just some things we shoot. Cool hat trick. Watch me backspin.
So here's the Phillies DH, Kyle Schwarber.
Really good piece of hitting last time, going to the opposite field.
Move smooth underground and grip the 4-pound and don't take Robert Townsend.
And first offering is fouled off. The pitch. Makes the play, and it's out number 3. They get 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and 1 left. 7th inning stretch time. It's the Phillies 4 and the Nats 1. Back here in Nationals Park, set for the last half of the 7th. Here's Dickerson now. The pitch. That's a laser base hit. So a man on base to start the inning. Jamer Candelario digging in for the Nationals. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play.
If you're going to get something going, this is the time to do it. You get the leadoff man on. Everybody's got to look over the shoulder and say, I'm just going to keep the line moving. Don't try to do too much.
Swing and a miss. That's strike 2. Some bullpen action for Philadelphia. Craig Kimbrell, the hard-throwing righty, is up and loosening. Alvarado, the lefty, warming up as well. Next offering in the dirt. And the count 1-2.
Well, with the amount of pitches that can end up in the dirt, a good secondary lead. Doesn't have to get away from the catcher, but if you're anticipating based off the trajectory, get yourself into scoring position.
Now batting, the second baseman, Luis Garcia.
Now it's the second baseman, Luis Garcia. In there, and it's 0-1.
Usually when a pitcher's had a dominant outing, he has filled up the strike zone and he's gotten ahead in the count with first pitch strikes. Well, that's exactly what this guy has done in this one. Over 70% first pitch strikes.
To third might be 2. Over to stop for 1. Double play. They can't seem to break through. Inning over. 1 hit in the inning, but nothing more than that. 8th inning coming up. It's the Phillies 4 and the Nats 1. Back in Washington, D.C., ready to begin the 8th, and digging in for Philadelphia, JT Realmuto. The wind of the pitch. Strike 1.
0-1's the count.
Next one is off the plate. And 1-1. Activity in the Washington bullpen. Hobie Harris preparing to come on if needed. Taps softly to the right side. Throws to first. And that's one away as the leadoff man is out in the 8th.
Now batting, the first baseman, Derek Hall.
Now it's the cleanup hitter for the Phillies, Derek Hall. Out to short, Abrams. Over to first. 2 up, 2 down here in the top of the 8th.
Up next for Philadelphia, the right fielder.
And now the right fielder, Nick Castellanos. There's the strike. Just missed. 2 outs.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And that's outside.
First pitch strike from the pitcher, but then no panic at all by the hitter. Very patient, showing good discipline. Now he's in the driver's seat with the 3-1 count.
And he walked him.
One of the things about that 2-out walk, the base runner over at first base is going to have a very aggressive secondary lead. So a ball down the line or into the gap will produce a 2-out RBI, and those are the best. That is, if you are the offensive side of it.
Stott in the box now. No balls and a strike. And the 0-1. Next offering misses down and away. The lefty ready, and a 1-1. And that's a strike. And down on strikes. That's the 3rd out. Phillies strand 1, but they lead it 4-1. Welcome back, and here's the catcher, Hebert Ruiz. The Nationals in striking distance, but have some work to do.
Boog, it starts with the leadoff man. Need a good at-bat out of him right here.
The line to kick the pitch. Line drive, caught.
Now batting, the shortstop, Abrams.
And the batter will be the shortstop, C.J. Abrams. And the first pitch misses for ball 1. Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen, Sir Anthony Dominguez, the closer, getting cranked up for a possible save opportunity. The 1-0. Fought off foul. Ball to strike. The pitch. Out to short. Turner whips it to first on the run. In there safely.
Did a nice job getting there. Good throw, but very difficult to get anybody on that one as far as you had to go and throw. You know? Yeah, no question.
And now it's Victor Robles up to hit. This one in the air, right field. Castellanos snags it for the 2nd out.
Up next for the Nationals, the right fielder,
Lane Thomas getting ready to hit.
Drove it off the wall last time. Just missed out on a home run. Here's a run-scoring opportunity. You definitely got to push something across because it's not going to get any easier. You get to the ninth, you got a lockdown closer ready to come in.
And first offering is fouled off.
Now, if he's going to steal second, you want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way so the hitter can focus on the pitch.
The 0-1. Late with the swing there. Hit on the ground to the right side. Into the outfield, base hit. Throw stops the lead runner at second. 2 on and 2 out.
Well, that certainly feels good when you can win the at-bat after being down in the count, up against it with 2 strikes right there. That pretty much split the zone down the middle, and those are the ones where you got to make them pay.
And the Phillies manager making his way towards the mound now as he will make a move. Aaron Nola's day comes to an end. It's a 3-run game, and we'll be back to tell you about the new arm in a minute. Here's the new pitcher for the Phillies, Jose Alvarado.
Well, he's the guy they hope to turn to out of the pen to lock down wins. So this game has gone to plan, more or less. Let's see if he can wrap it up here.
Next to hit for the Nats, Dominic Smith. Corner infielders guarding the lines, trying to prevent extra bases. Nope, just missed. Next pitch misses outside. And now 2-0. And he takes a strike.
Well, that's really the money spot, down and away. If you can locate that consistently, it's going to be real tough for guys to square that up. That's what you'd love to see relievers do coming out of that bullpen.
2 on, 2 outs. This one high in the air to left center. Touches down, that's a hit. The run comes in to score from second, and now just a 2-run deficit. Substitution being made at first. Coming in as the pinch runner, Michael Chavis. Joey Meneses digging in for the Nationals. Next pitch is popped up. He's under it. Makes the catch. And that'll do it. So 1 run in the inning on this base hit. It's now 4-2. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. Now into the ball game on defense, Michael Chavis. He takes over as the new first baseman.
Now playing first base.
All set to start the 9th in this one. Now the third baseman, Alec Bohm. Bonda back to work. On the inside corner for a strike. Bonda measures 6 feet 2 inches, 220 pounds, and he was a 10th round pick back in 2012. 0-1 down. In there for a strike at the bottom of the zone.
0-2 count, both pitches on the inside part of the plate. Hitter is thinking, I don't want to get beat here. This is a good time for something off speed away.
The other way, and that's a base hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning.
Now batting, left fielder, Jake Cave.
So digging in now for Philadelphia, Jake Cave. And that's in there for strike 1.
0-1.
And now the lefty.
Well, he didn't like those first two pitches down an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
Oh, 2 now. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Boom. Gets his lead at first. Nobody out. Swing and a pop-up in foul ground. And that's a foul ball. That one drifts inside.
Recognize that changeup right out of the hand. Just spit on it.
To second, Abrams. Over to first, but he beats it.
The center fielder, number 16, Brandon Marsh.
And now for the Phillies, Brandon Marsh. We talk about guys with good speed, and definitely he has it. But pushing the offense aside for just a second, Chris, it's the defensive side that I think the speed factors in the most.
Well, he gets to balls that get by most people at that position. Just really impressive because there are certain times the ball comes off the bat, automatically that team that hit it thinks that they've got a base hit or they may have extra bases, and he just takes it away.
And a pitch. Ground ball right side, and he grabs it in foul ground.
And what makes him even quicker is the fact that he's so dialed in on the pitch as it's moving through the hitting zone. He can see how that hitter's lined up, what he's trying to do, and where that pitch is going to end up, which gives him that really quick first step, and that's why he makes so many great plays.
Two now. In the air to left center. Dickerson under this one. 2 away now.
Now batting, shortstop, Trey Turner.
Here's Turner now. He's turned into one of the best shortstops in the game. And first offering is fouled off. And he deals. That one's in there, and the count is 0-2. Outside.
0-2 fastball way out of the zone. I think he's trying to speed him up. Got to stay back. Off speed's probably coming.
That's to third. They get the force, and that is that. So no runs here on a base hit, no errors, and one left. On to the bottom of inning number 9. 4, 5, 6 coming up. It's the Phillies 4 and the Nationals 2. Back now, and on the mound, the closer, Sir Anthony Dominguez. And this guy can bring it velocity-wise.
Now pitching for the Phillies, number 58, Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Here's Corey Dickerson.
Leading up for the Nationals, the left fielder, Corey Dickerson.
And here it comes. And that's in for a strike. And that one wrapped foul. Right-hander kicks, deals. Goes down swinging for the strikeout. Chase the fastball up the ladder for strike three.
Well, I definitely say that's a statement strikeout right there. You come out of the bullpen, go right after the hitters, and 3 pitches later, you got 1 out. Tell you what, if you're in the dugout, you're looking at each other and saying, he's going to be tough to get to today.
Candelario in the box here lets that one go for a ball. And now 2-0.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. But that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
Let's go, DC.
The pitch.
Ball, that's out.
There's the strike. And that's ball 4.
Nope.
Well, that's a really good take right there, and that's just mentally prepared, knowing that if it's not on a tee, you're going to take that pitch because you still have one more strike to work with. Not easy to lay off, but he did an excellent job in that plate appearance.
Garcia in the box now as he leaves that one up high. Candelario, the base runner at first with 1 out. Next offering is in for a strike.
Just amazing to me how many closers and back-end relievers just throw absolute gas these days. I never would have had a chance.
The 1-1. Swing and a bouncer. Stop. Beats to second, out there. And he'll keep it for just the 1.
Now batting.
Tough play right there. Didn't really have enough time to set his feet and make a strong, accurate throw. Had to rush it, but he got it off, and he got it there in time to get that out at second base.
Big spot here, bottom of the 9th, down to their final out. And now the switch hitting catcher, Hebert Ruiz. First offering misses the mark. Two-run game with 2 away here in the bottom of the 9th. Next offering is fouled back. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count.
He wanted that fastball high and tight, looking for a strikeout, just didn't locate it very well.
The tying run at the plate. And this is inside.
That turns out to be a really good take right there, but you don't want to end this game with the bat on your shoulder.
Got him, and that's the ball game.
Well, this was a tightly played game. Got a little of everything. Some timely hitting, runs on the board, key pitching and defense in certain spots. Definitely a fun one to watch.
And your final 4-2 for Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show. I'm John Shambi. Thanks for joining us.
I've been doing this so long, don't think I can take no more. I think I'm going comatose. Starting out to feel so strong. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? Here we go, yo. Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
Ayo, Bo knows this, and Bo knows that. But Bo don't know jack. This Bo can't rap. Well, what do you know? The D-Dog is first up to bat. No batteries So sleep if you want, like we will help you get your Z's true. But here's the real scoop. I'm all that and then some. Short, dark, and handsome. Inside your eye to show you where I'm from. I'm vexed, fuming. I've had it up to here. My days of paying dues are over. Acknowledge me is in there. Yeah. Head for the border. Go get a taco. I be wrecking from the jump street. Meaning from the get-go. Sit back, relax, and let yourself go. Don't sweat what you heard. But act like you know. Here we go, yo.
Our final line score tonight. First for the victorious Philadelphia Phillies. 4 runs on 11 hits. No errors. They left 7 men on base. For the Nationals, 2 runs, 7 hits. No errors. They left 7 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 56 minutes. Thank you for joining us here tonight. And we remind you to please drive home safely.
Feel like the feeling of a suppress. Feel like I got